learn to an election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your Watchlist coming in July 6, 2020, and the stock market is going to go up. Not crazy, but up. I hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend, but we are coming off of crazy news from last week. We even kind of had a green but red. It was a weird Friday. You could see how the market looks here. It should have been very, very bullish, but we only ended up above 92 points. But earnings season is around the corner amongst many other things. Even the month of July, we're going to talk about that. So I'm expecting some bullishness this week. However, we could still get surprised. Maybe you never know the titles of these videos, but I'm excited and I hope you guys are too. So I got the keys for you. I got the plays. I have a few specific plays that I'm looking at, some that we made on Friday and that I'm going to be looking into again. Earnings season is around the corner, so we could start setting up for some, but I got the plays I made and the ones I'm going to be looking at, and that is pretty much it. So let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free 99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/the stock market. You can post the plays, see the plays, and watch the watch list come to life. And yes, you could even meet a bunch of stock traders. It's really, really cool. Hopefully we see you there. All we ask is you're positive and respectful. And the most important thing you need to do, especially for tomorrow, post your watch list below. Let us know what you're looking at. You got any plays, comments, remixes, anything, post that below and source that info. We also need you to post a specific option trade, the company, date, everything, because we have the beautiful random account. So every day on Monday, so that's this Sunday's watch list, what we do is we have this account and we take a random play from the comments and we make the play. So here's the last 4 weeks. We cap it to like 100, 120. We do a random comment picker, we pick the play, and then we make the play on stream in the morning. So post it below so we could source that. Thank you for all of those who have participated, and here are the results. Let's see what's happening. I mean, we got Microsoft for earnings, but that is pretty much it. So right off the bat, the first thing we got for tomorrow, we are coming off of a very, very bullish jobs report from last week. So we don't really have any economic data releases or anything crazy this week that we're really looking for. So I wouldn't expect too much movement. Again, we could have some political stuff that we were looking for last week, but this week shouldn't be crazy. Given we didn't see like extreme bullishness on Friday, I'm kind of expecting some digestion and to see this carry over. But don't forget, we're coming off of very, very good data, and now you have earnings season 2 weeks away. So I'm going to kind of skip to that, but this is going to be very, very important with the market. So if I am wrong about this week, even if we kind of see the market totally could cuck this week and do nothing, but very, very soon you're going to start, again, it's going to be out of nowhere, and that could happen tomorrow on Monday. The market is going to start reacting to earnings season and getting prepared. So we will see. But we don't have anything crazy. We'll get a few Fed speeches this week as far as what could move the market and what we've seen already. You've seen record numbers of cases. That number keeps going up, almost 10,000 in one day in Florida, record cases in California. However, the weekly deaths is still downtrending, at least in California. So even though the cases are going up, that death number is not moving up to it. So people aren't reacting to that, and we have to really wait and see till more data comes out. Again, that jobs report was very, very good, but that is about 30 days delayed. So this was telling you in the middle of everybody getting ready to go and start up. So all of this kind of closing and rolling back, all that, we've seen the numbers go up, but we haven't seen that reflected in the actual trade data that we're going to see. So, or economic data. But that being said, even tomorrow, and again, we might see some conflicting news, but there might be some other bullish news like New York. They're going to be opening up their phase 3 for the reopening. They're going to have that minus the restaurant. So that might be bullish, but finally, this is July. Remember, last week was kind of the start of July. We had the holiday, but July in general, it's really bullish. And now we have the real first week, and then earnings is about to start. So these are all the reasons why I'm looking for some positivity. We are at a very, very important point when you do look at the market. Again, if you're in the technicals, I'm sure you've seen the moving averages, where we're at. People have been talking about that. But even in general, this is when everything started to drop. You see where we're at. It's kind of the second Wuhan zone. We'll see how earnings confirms that. Now we've gotten the good data, or we're in the middle of getting the recovery data. So I guess by the time earnings comes out and even following earnings, and that puts us back into our original timelines with everything, it's going to get pretty excited. So I hope you guys are ready. I think this week should be fun. We got a full week ahead of us. So I hope you're prepared and control the budget. But let us get into the plays. Right off the bat, the first play, surprisingly, and again, it's a little bit more expensive. You guys may not like this one as much, but Amazon, however, depending on what they do for earnings, this could be a good earnings run-up flip. So we've already got some on Friday. I'll show you the play that I made. I spent a lot, then I flipped out of it, but with some of these out the monies with time, you will be able to make a move. Now, you have to be careful with Amazon, because if it does a pre-earnings run-up and the contracts get expensive, it's like a game of musical chairs. You could get clapped on them. So watch them. But what I'm pretty much saying is this is my first set. What I'm going to look for is some of the cheaper $100, $200 contracts for those to do get crazy. And then pretty much I want to do exactly what I already did before. So you could take a look at Amazon here. It's up, and this is what I mean. It's breaking out. You could always see what it kind of does in earnings, but they're killing it right now so far. But as far as the play that we made, this was the play that I did on Friday. I did a day trade. I did this in the morning, but I bought 3 of the July 17th. So I don't know. I don't think these even cover earnings. I think these are a pre-earnings run up. Yeah. So the earnings is after the 24th. So this one wouldn't even cover it. So this is if there is a earnings run up, I could profit off of it. But you can see how I did it. I bought 5 of these contracts at 543. So I spent $1,500. Again, these contracts are expensive, but you could kind of see what I'm going to be looking for. In the grand scope of things, these contracts are relatively cheaper. If I bought the $100 contracts when I did this, they would have went up to $400 or $500 maybe. But what I did is pretty much within like 15 minutes, they shot up. Amazon was going crazy on Friday. If you guys remember, I said you could watch the clip. We caught a very, very nice move. I got it within 2 minutes of the market open. You'll see when we go back to the trade, but it pretty much shot up $30, $40 in a very, very short time period. So the premiums went crazy, kind of factoring the earnings, and they were breaking out. So what did I do? I sold out 2 of those plays for $920. So I spent $1,500 for 3 of them, and then I sold 2 of these out at $920. I got $1,800 back. So I made $300 profit, and I still have 1 more of the remaining 3,300 calls. So I'm going to try to see, if there's an opportunity and Amazon keeps moving crazy throughout this next week or even up to earnings. I'm going to try to just build a bunch of positions where if I could flip these out and get earnings plays, that will be the most ideal situation. So that's the first play that I made and that I'm going to be looking at. I still think Amazon's going to be good. I'm already in that one. We had it expire, but I'm going to be looking about it. I don't know. I just have a weird feeling with it. I've been kind of seeing it. Again, we hit it last week, but they're going to have their earnings. It's kind of had this up and down, and it's leaving an opportunity, I feel like, for the contract. So I have to look at it, but I want to look at Boeing contracts with time to play both pre-earnings and then maybe the earnings. So usually Boeing will either move crazy before earnings or after earnings. It's not really the earnings that makes it go crazy. So we'll see, but it's been moving a lot lately. We know, and we've played that. So that's going to be a play I'm not in because all I have is those January puts. I think the other plays expired on me. So watch them. The next play I'm going to be looking out for, again, they have to do with earnings. They report first. They're going to report before Amazon. They're usually earlier in the earnings cycle, but Netflix. And what I did, I'm kind of regret it, but I did a short-term play on it, or I did a selling premium on it for July 10th. So this one, again, pre-earnings as well. So I guess they have earnings next week, or is it this week? I'm not sure. Very, 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 very soon. But I shorted the 470, so they were up. I pretty much agreed to buy 100 shares of Netflix at 470, collected $400. Remember, I've been doing these selling the premium plays I've been showing you. So I did that throughout the day when Netflix was up, and then it ended up coming down. So like I'm down even 205 on it already, down 50%. But you guys could see how that one plays out. I like that play in the nature of Netflix going up, but I kind of was just a little bit jumpy, but we'll see how that one plays out. And then finally, FedEx. We have this play. I got it last week, but what I'm saying is, remember, they had earnings. Don't forget about the earnings continuations. I really, really like these moves. So FedEx is at a breakout point, so I would keep an eye out for them, but that's pretty much it. The main plays I'm going to be looking out for would probably be the earnings setups. Again, Amazon and Netflix, what I even did with that Amazon play. I want to try to get free contracts coming in earnings. I'm going to even try to do the same thing with Netflix. Then I'm also going to be looking for BA calls with times to set up for earnings. FedEx as a continuation. Those are the kind of the main plays. And now everything else for this week, again, I will see what happens in the morning, what the news is, how the market takes it, whether I'm right or wrong with some of my theories for this week. We'll usually find out pretty early in the morning, but there's still other plays I'm going to be looking at and that we're in. Remember, we did the ghetto spread on Tesla. Has like $12,000 or $14,000 max gain. I'm watching them again. They're getting ready for their earnings numbers. And then after they get their earnings, if they become profitable, I think that qualifies them for entry to the S&Ps. People have been talking about that. But in general, some of the sales numbers, we're going to start getting that. So watch Tesla. I guess you got auto sale numbers coming out later this week as an economic data point. NVIDIA, I made a play on them for earnings. I think they could be good. Just the plays are a little bit expensive. So watch them. I'm still also in the UNH. Again, we're in a lot of plays, and even UNH, you could kind of see it either stays the same or it gets some of these uptrends. So if it goes up for 3 days in a row, and if tomorrow it goes up, that could be a good one. And again, remember, they have earnings as well too. So I like UNH. Watch out for them. Maybe even I do the free share method on that, or the free option method, whatever you want to call it. Besides them, though, I'm going to be looking at also BDX. We did this play, and I think I'm just going to do this a lot, this free option thing with how the market's been playing, but it's done good. I went a little bit too aggressive on this one. I think that they had to do with the vaccine. I forgot what it was on Friday. It was a news play, or I think they might have got like bought out or something. I forgot what it was, but I grabbed 10 of them. They're really, really cheap, had a little bit of time, and then I got those at 230 for 10 of them. I sold 4 back at 240, pretty much made that free. I'm holding the final 6 of those, but we have that one. Going to be watching them again, Netflix, Amazon, UNH, and then finally for even the growth stocks in the rotations, don't forget about these. Beyond, I made that play beginning of last week. It's holding up there. Remember, some of that false news got kind of rebutted and they had some positive news, so we'll see. But I like Beyond. I remember they had the Alibaba news they're coming off of. Spotify came out of nowhere. I really like this one, but it's going to be expensive, so we might have to let it ride. But if it goes on another tear, very, very short break. It's not like it held out, so that would have been surprising. But those options could go crazy. Maybe there's some cheap ones, but at this point, the stock is just breaking out, so I'm just going to be riding out those shares. But watch Shopify as well. Kind of similar, but they haven't gone as crazy, and they've stalled a little bit, as you could kind of see in the broader sense. So watch out for them. Those are really expensive. Watch Abivai, and another thing I'd look for, I didn't put them on here, but some of the other companies that have ex-dividend. So Abivai's ex-dividend is in about 10 days. So remember, people run it up into there. They're at that 100 points. So we'll see how that plays out. But watch those. Even the pharmas, I didn't really give them attention this watch list, but I'm still into all those. Then HD and McDonald's. McDonald's has more room to grow. We made some of those plays. Just watch if there is any rotations. HD's up there too, but keep an eye on these. Remember, these are the ones that kind of get ignored, but they could still do crazy. And then finally, TLT. Don't forget about that bond rotation. Again, especially if you're trying to see how July is going to be, if we're going to get into earnings, if things are going to really break out and the market's going to be very bullish, watch for that divergence to widen or kind of converge. Or if it does widen and things do get bad, TLT will tell us, so don't get too jumpy, and I hope you're ready. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you focused. Balance is ready. It's closer than you think, baby. Spreads and events. You got earnings season, the earnings run up, and it's going to lead into an exciting end of the year. So this is going to be a moment. Do not get too jumpy. Think about opportunity. Stretch the dollar and stay focused, baby. I hope you're ready. But the cult loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.